Welcome back to Double Bubble, second or third episode, I think it is now. I'm starting to lose count. We're doing so many, obviously. I'm joined by Rich again. How you doing, Rich? Well,
Yeah,
no, I'm
Lukey
going to say
boy.
how you doing. I'm going to say I know how you're doing because you've finally been given opportunity to get alcohol, which you haven't had for
Oh,
so long. So, how's that working out for you, boy?
yeah, Lukey boy. All good, mate. All good. Obviously, as you mentioned, the alcohol ban got lifted in South Africa, so we all managed to buy some alcohol this week. So yeah, it's been really good. I've had a few too many brandies and beers, but it's always a good time. So yeah, buzzing, mate. How you doing? You keeping well?
I'm fine. I've got a beer right here, and you've got your ban lifted just in time for the season to restart. So I'm sure you'll have a few bevies in when the time comes. But yeah, it's only around the corner now. It's come quite quick, actually. Did you think it was ever going to restart? Did you think it was going to be like something that it it was talked about, but they'd have to just void it at some point, or
Yeah, look, I
it
mean,
starting to is it like, oh, it's actually happening now? So
Yeah, look, I mean, I had my doubts. I must be honest. I had my doubts when coronavirus hit properly and everyone was full on panicking. I was thinking to myself, look at what happened in France. Maybe they were a bit rash with their decision to postpone the league, and also in the Netherlands. I think it was Netherlands as well. So yeah, I think that was a bit rash
yeah,
looking back now because in the heat of the moment, it's easy to make a decision like that. But I think you look at what Germany's done and now the Premier League. I think they've gone about it in the right way and they had to get it done one way or the other. But I definitely had my doubts. Either way, though, I'm delighted to be back. And I think obviously now that they've lifted the drinking ban, it's like they know I'm about to watch West Ham again. They just want me to make sure I've got something to drown my sorrows.
yeah, it is needed. It's going to be needed, especially with the tough amount of games we've got coming up. And it's not surprising actually, but they've I don't know if you've seen it, but they've set up barriers outside the stadium so that fans trying to lessen the risk of fans congregating outside the ground, before matches and stuff like that. And it just sort of made me laugh because every time you talk to someone about the West Ham Stadium, the majority of people do go, "Oh, that shithole, that the soulless bowl, don't like go up there." So I don't think you're gonna have much chance of people just clambering over the top and trying to climb in just to get a glimpse of, playing Wolves and whatever. But it's gonna be quite interesting. But um, so the season started. Are you excited or are you nervous for this now that it's actually kicking in?
To be honest, I'm so excited that the season's starting again. Obviously, I've got nerves. I won't lie. Deep within me, because at the end of the day, we are in a massive relegation scrap. There's no two ways about it. We literally only out of the relegation zone on goal difference. But at the same time, I look at our squad and I look at just videos of the lads training. They look sharp. They look happy to be back, and I just think there's enough there to get us over the line. So I'm more excited more than anything. You know what? Fuck it. We've got nothing really to play for anyway. We're not going to make top four. We're not winning any cups. Let's have a bit of fun
Well,
at the
we
bottom
have.
of this season.
We've
Let's
got survival to play for, boy.
exactly. So we've got none of that to play for. So let's just enjoy. Let's just enjoy being where we are. It'll give us a bit of entertainment, that's for sure. I think the last couple of games are going to go down to the wire. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting time to be a West Ham fan,
Yeah.
that's for sure.
Um, I'm honestly, there's a part of me that's kind of liking the fact that it's back. I did say a little while back to just void it completely because I didn't think it was the right thing to do. But lockdown everywhere seems to be, the virus isn't as problematic as it has been in the past. So maybe this is the way it should be. This is the step forward, and I'm maybe worrying perhaps a bit too much. But everyone, all the players have come back and they look happier. And a lot of them have got hair that I didn't realise they had. Because the Declan Rice has decided to put a broom brush on top of his head. His hair is thick as anything. It's like a McDonald's milkshake. It's ridiculous. It's a
And
joke.
Crystal's beard.
Um,
How's Crystal's
I think
beard?
I think I've seen that once, and that looks all right. But why has he not done that since he signed for us? He looks like a young boy
Yeah.
still, but he just want to look a bit old. But LA is definitely let his hair go out a bit. Antonio's getting there. The problem that I've got with players doing that is that it might slow them down, and we don't need any more slow players in our team. We need to be quick as anything getting through there. But yeah. But players are close. Talking of hair, do you want to tell the viewers how your hair is looking?
Yeah, look, my hair's fine.
The reason why he's wearing the hat.
No, no, not. It's my brother. My brother. So obviously we haven't been able to go
Yeah,
get our haircuts. But my brother cuts my hair anyway. I mean, he's even done the little cuts on the side. So it was all looking so good.
yeah,
And then he tried to give me a
gangster.
fade. He tried to give me a fade at the back, and we'll let the viewers back home give their opinion. It's pretty awful. It's pretty awful. See how the
It's
back is
not
a
bad
shit show.
actually.
Has it grown back a
It's
bit already?
that, yeah, I think it has. Yeah, from the pictures you showed me yesterday, it's definitely it's not as maybe bad lighting. I don't know, but it's good lighting now. I'm not sure, but it's not as bad as I thought 5 minutes ago. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean
There's a reason why I'm wearing a snapback, and it doesn't particularly go well with this camera. But my hair's in that sort of weird stage where it's not too short, but it's what you can't do anything with it. So um, anyway, we'll sort of talk about hair now and talk about some major news, which is the players are back, but one man isn't. Is Jeremy Ngakia. He's decided that he no longer wants to play for the club, and do you know? Since and on out of it, and he decided to not get attached to any players anymore. It's not good for the heart, and he looked like he was going to have a lot of potential. And according to reports, the club have tried everything they can to try and keep him on, but his agent have just said, no, we're not having it. We're done with West Ham. Rich, do you think that the club made a good decision by trying to keep him on, or do you think they should have just gone right, see you later the moment he was
uh,
wondering about it?
look. I mean, again, it's a tricky situation to be in. Of course, at the end of the day, it's deeply disappointing because you've got a 19-year-old coming through. And the days of 19-year-old footballers just wanting to play football and just enjoy being professional footballers are over. He's obviously got people in his ear, and it really does annoy me with the state of modern football at the moment. I think the club have done all they can to try and keep him on. Obviously, his head's been turned, and his agents have said, "Listen, there's a chance you could get a better move here or there." I know that Jeremy Ngakia is earning absolutely minimal wages. He's earning academy wages right now. Fair
Mm,
enough. That's fine. He is an academy player. He's only just come through. Look at what Declan Rice was earning not so long ago. You've got to prove yourself before you get this big head energy. And it just stinks to me of what happened with Reece Oxford. If you've got players coming through at that age, not just wanting to
mm.
play football, okay, sure, money does come into it, but if he puts in a couple of decent performances, his salary will go through the roof. So it is upsetting. The club have done all they can. I reckon it's just a case of saying, listen, mate, get him out the door. But the problem is now, do you play him in the run-in? Because, for me, if he's fit, he's probably one of the better players we've got in that position. Obviously, Ben Johnson would be another option. But,
Mm.
is it worthwhile carrying a passenger that is not going to, that's his head's not in the game, his head's not with West Ham? Is it worth even playing him now? Um, for me, I'd chuck Ben Johnson. I don't know what your thoughts are on the whole Ngakia situation.
I, I think you can tell that Moyes and the academy coaches are really pissed off. They feel let down by what's been coming out. It's almost like a no holds barred, like not going, oh, he's decided to go, fair play to him, wishing him the best. They're going, well, no, we worked on him. We thought we had a sort of loyalty with him. And it kind of shows you that maybe the club are going through the same thing that the fans do when players leave, is that, you feel a loyalty to a player. And if they've worked really hard on him and they've shown good faith in him, and he's just slapped them in the face with that, then it's not nice. And okay, he's young, but he's also a man. He's not a kid anymore. He's made a few appearances. he wasn't outstanding. The thing is, he wasn't outstanding in those games. He just had good games. He was a good player. You could rely on him in the position he was in. But second of all, two of those games were Liverpool and Arsenal, where we were almost parking the bus and defending as a unit as it was anyway. So he wasn't going to have the pressure you know, if we played a few more teams in mid-table, for example. But I think it's a shame. But then, like I said, you know, I'm not. If you want to go, mate, go. You know, good luck to you. You know, I hope you do what you're gonna, you know, say what you're gonna do, because then at least it's a bit of truth to what you're saying. There's been no rumours that I've heard of potential clubs that are going to take him, which would be interesting to see where he actually goes after this. Because I will laugh if it's the Championship. That will be very ironic. Um, but my situation at the moment, Ben Johnson has played one game for the first team, a very competent game away to Man City. Done himself proud. He's been a stalwart for the academy. He's been very well, but he's had injuries, much like Ryan Fredericks. And Ryan Fredericks is a good defender. He's not brilliant, but he's good. He's never really had too bad a game for West Ham. He's got the experience at the moment, so he's the go-to. Ben Johnson will be the cover for it at the moment. But injuries-wise, this is the problem with supporting a team like West Ham, with owners like West Ham have got, where you kind of like, well, left is more of a pressing option now than right back is at the moment. So we're going to have to invest in the left back before we invest in the right back. So Ngakia is gone, and you're left with two players, and you go, right, well, they're going to have to do anyway. We haven't got the money to go and buy another right back. And then there's talk that Zabaleta could be kept on past next year, just as you know, even more of a cover. You start to go, West Ham seem a little bit desperate if they're going to go for Zabaleta now, because he is finished. As much as he's
Yeah.
a nice guy, you know, really, you know, hard-working veteran, he's done. He's finished. I guarantee you, his mindset is, well, when Man City give me the call to be a coach over there, I'll go over there. Or if there's something in Argentina, I'll hop on the plane over to there. So, you know, I could be wrong there, but I presume that's what he's going to be like. But talking of left backs, so we don't. I can't get on the right back situation now. I think we've covered that, but I think we need a left back because, and like Stell says, Masuaku is not a very good left back, and that's putting it loosely. Right, he is a terrible left back,
Mhm.
and Stell loves to go on to, you know, the West Ham Weekly and say how terrible Masuaku is a left back. Fair enough, mate. And I know your point is that, you know, he was signed as a left back, but then Arnautovic was signed as a winger, and we made him into a very good striker. So there's no reason why we can't just go, right, we'll have him as a left winger, which in my opinion would be a good decision, but that's just my opinion, and everything like that. But who would you say would be your choice to go left back? If you could have one player right now to be left back, realistically, who would you go for? Would you go for someone of experience, like say like a Leighton Baines from Everton, or would you go with someone up and coming from the Championship? So,
It's a very good question. Obviously, you know, having been over in the UK and watched Aaron Cresswell play left back, you know, I still long for the days where we can see him return to the form that he showed when he first joined the club. I still think he's a decent left back, and I still think he'll do a job for us. In terms of having to bolster our squad, I have no problem with getting players in from the Championship that are hungry, that are willing to give 110% every single game. Sometimes that's the type of raw energy that you need at a club like West Ham, where you do sometimes get passengers. At the same time, it's important for us to recruit some form of experience as well, because at the end of the day, you cannot just chuck a championship left back into the Premier League and expect him to hit the ground running straight away. That's where someone like perhaps a Zabaleta can be of
mm,
assistance to those lads coming through. So for now, I'd keep Cresswell at left back. I wouldn't worry
mm,
too much about getting someone in. I think right back is going to be interesting now with the Ngakia situation. But yeah, I think going on to the Masuaku point, he's definitely not a left back. I still think he's got something to give going forward. In terms of ability, he's got a lot of it. His final
mm,
ball does let him down, unfortunately. His final output does let him down. But if he can work on that, there's no reason why he can't do well on the left-hand side for us. And Moyes is someone that does like Masuaku. You know, under Pellegrini, we didn't see a lot, but under Moyes, when he first came to the club, he played Masuaku in a more advanced role. And Masuaku was enjoying his time playing there. Even in the Bournemouth game when I came over, he dazzled when he came off the bench for the last 20 minutes because he was in a free position where he didn't have to worry about defending. So, yeah, that's my 2 cents at least.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I mean, we are being linked with a lot of Championship players, and I think in a way it's quite clever with Moyes because he knows he's not going to get a huge war chest in the summer from the owners. He knows he's probably going to have to delve into the lower leagues. Pardon me. Players like Matty Cash, and for the life of me, I can't remember who's the winger for Brentford.
Winger
plays on the right wing. Very, very technical, very skillful. Yeah.
Is he?
I'm sure he's a winger.
Yeah. Is he? He's not like Algerian or something, is he?
It begins with a B. Yeah, I think he's along them lines. Yeah.
I've watched him play.
I'm not sure who it is, but we've definitely been linked with him before.
He's a proper player, proper skillful. Yeah.
They say he's the Championship Morris, which is, you know, if we can get someone like that, then he's sign him up. So if they're decent amount of wages, sign them up. They're only going to have a point to prove, and it could give us you know, that ammunition that we need and not be in another fucking relegation battle another year. It's getting boring now. I'm just sick and tired of fucking relegation battles. I want to, even mid-table's less boring than this, and it's not even exciting. Moving on slightly from the I don't know if you want to make a last point on that.
No, I think obviously that Brentford winger is class. I don't know his name. I can't remember his name. But another player that we have been linked with heavily is QPR's Bere Eze, who played against us in the friendly a couple of days ago. He looks like he could be a top player. Very, very young, raw talent. I think QPR want 20 mil, which is apparently the only stumbling block. But I'd love to see someone like him come in. He's got a lot of creativity in the midfield, proper young player. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with that. Yeah.
It's just top deal apparently. It's a deal being lined up. It's something like 10 million for Hugo plus it's which I'm not too sure about. But if we can get something out of that deal, then to our benefit and. So be it. I mean, there was a few. I think there might have just been clickbait articles, but Hugo was going to get the number 9 shirt for the new season, and I know I say good to get a chance, but that is taking a piss. The number fucking 9 shirt. That is only going to piss off Haller even more. Yeah. So that's the team. That's the players coming in and what have you. I just want to talk about kits because there's been a lot of concept kits been put around Twitter and Facebook recently. Do you agree with me that sometimes you want the concept kits to be true because they look so much better than the real kits at times?
Yeah.
Honestly, some of them I just fall in love with, and it really pisses me off because
No, the kits do look quality. Some of the concept kits that get designed, I must say, I'm with you on that. You just think to yourself, I wish our sponsors could get on that. But in fairness, this season, I think they did pretty well with our kits. And I'm hoping next season they'll be even better. I still want to actually get the white away kit because when I was over, it was 50 quid. Now it's like 15 quid or something. So I'll definitely get on that as soon as possible. But I think, I'm a sucker for a good strip, I must say. So I hope that we get a decent one next season.
Yeah, same here. I'm wearing one right now that I bought online. Looks a little bit fake actually on this camera, but it's not. I assure you, I paid good money for this. It's not the feeler one, but it's nice. But I'm hoping that it's going to be. It's something like I think 100. It's like an anniversary for us coming up this, and they're going to try and make a special kit in. So hopefully they'll make me want to spend some money on them and not just be completely tossed. Because I've not been that in love with the home kit this season, but the away kit has definitely grabbed me. And they've got that as soon as I could. this evening, which came out a short while ago, was I hope I'm pronouncing this right. Shade Haksabanovic has made it a permanent deal to Norrköping in Sweden, which I believe he's been on is a team he's been on loan at for the past season or so, and it's. You sad to see him go. Do you think he had potential to become a good player in the team, or do you think it's something like, well, it's better to get rid of him now than just delay the inevitable?
To be honest with you, it's a difficult one again because it's just another name that's come through the door at West Ham and has just been shown the door again, without being given a fair crack at the whip. It seems to happen all the time with West Ham. So it is a bit frustrating because you never actually get to see what these players are really about. I still really question our scouting network. I really question who's making those decisions because some of the transfers that have come in clearly haven't been good enough, or clearly, we're buying players and we're not backing them. So, there's something not right there. There's something that's not sitting right with me over there. But speaking of players that haven't been given a fair crack at the whip, we've got someone like Albion Ajeti who apparently got on the score sheet against QPR. So maybe this is a chance for him to show Moyes what he's worth.
Yeah.
If Haller's not pulling his socks up, Ajeti comes in and hopefully bangs one or two when we need him the most. But what are your thoughts on that issue otherwise?
I'm a bit gutted, to be honest. He seemed to be one of them players that was quite a nippy lad. Could play on the wing or in attacking midfield, and I think we sort of we missed a bit of that. I mean, we've got Dean Garner coming back from West Brom apparently for the next season, but I don't know. The comments I have read from people who have watched him in certain games for West Ham and over there on loan, so that it's been good. But the problem is when you send someone out to the Swedish league, which no disrespect, it hasn't really got the credibility that or the exposure that say the standards that the Championship or the Premier League kind of they require, and all the other top leagues. I could name two or more teams in the Swedish league, and you kind of think to yourself, well, why are we sending them out there? And it could be him saying, I want to go out to Sweden to try and test myself for a couple of years or whatever. But it just seems to be going. Why? It's like when we loaned Nathan Trott out to Wimbledon in League One. And I was thinking, okay, maybe like for a goalkeeper, it's quite hard to get into a team because you can't. It's not just a position that we just come in and just try chances. But it's a League One. How much experience can you get in League One? I know it's a physical league, but compared to what you want to standards wise. But look, I'm not a scout. I could be totally wrong and talking out my arse, but that's just what I thought. But I mean, do you think we need to start sending players out to higher standard clubs, or am I just being a bit elitist saying?
I think, to be honest, I think you're being slightly elitist because at the end of the day, when you're a young
Yeah,
lad,
I probably am.
when you're a young lad, I think there's no better league to learn in than like a scrappy League One where you're not going to be playing on perhaps the best fields or you're going to be up against things you're not normally used to. So I think in terms of experience, you'd probably gain a lot in a league like that. In terms of Haksabanovic, I'm not sure the Swedish league is really comparable. I think any league in the top 2 or 3 in England, you'd get a good run for your money and you'd learn a hell of a lot. In saying that, he probably has learned a lot in Sweden as well. So yeah, all the best to him. Fair player. I hope he gets a fair crack of the whip there. But that's definitely exposed how poor our scouting network is and how poor some of the recruitment has been, and the fact that we're not backing our signings. There's just something not right there, and I think maybe that's where getting a proper director of football in could be the answer, because we had Silos, but he didn't do a great job clearly. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's interesting the way they're going about it. I think Moyes has more of a clear head on him, knowing that he's got more than just half a year of the contract, and build something in a new season with the character, because you're not going to get that your idea itself. It doesn't almost feel like a normal season, especially with the fact that the fans won't be attending, so the games are going to look even stranger. But there's been loads of talk about how they're gonna sort of build an atmosphere for these sort of games. And we're using Zoom right now, and one of the technical ideas that have been talked up is having Zoom on the big screens to and I could just imagine all these fans at home watching West Ham who aren't playing the screen play to some fans at home views, and it would be like, oh yeah, the fans might not be here, but we still get the same.
Connection. Sorry, mate, I lost you
I'm
there
just
for the last couple of
still
seconds. I
there.
don't know if it's my connection or not.
Okay.
Because your picture's frozen now.
Yeah, it looks like your connection, but it might be mine as well. I don't know.
But yeah, you were saying about the Zoom
Can you still hear me?
calls. Yeah, I can hear you 100% now.
Yeah. Okay. What should
I
we
don't
see?
know.
What's your what's your opinion?
I don't know if you got a message from the club, or not a message from the club, but saw online that they wanted West Ham fans to send through pictures, and they were going to crop them and use them as part of the stadium, as part of like a massive mosaic that they're going to be making for the players. So I sent through a couple of myself and my dad and stuff to add to the mosaic. But what made me laugh, and this is so true, is I can just imagine whoever has to go through the photos that have been sent through. There are going to be so many like random photos in there that people have decided to chuck in. And whoever has to sift through all those photos is going to have a nightmare. That's all I'm saying. Because you know how West Ham fans are.
There's going to be the worst thing about it is the club are only going to pick happy faces because they're not going to want to sell angry bastards, are they? Let's be honest with you. They just want to sell miserable faces. They want to get a camera to see these people are normally happy to be at West Ham, which is a complete total fucking lie most of the time. But yeah, if they really want to be realistic, everyone's got to send in a frowny face because that will be very realistic to what we normally go through at London Stadium. But there's been look, if you're watching this and you don't know how other leagues are dealing with it, please Google atmospheres in behind closed door games during the coronavirus because the K League have been having um, sex dolls and another league have done something else with toys, fluffy toys are in the stand. I mean, they're just anything to just put. Obviously, fans make football. I get that, right? But at some point, when you've got SpongeBob sitting behind goal and you're trying to shoot, that is going to put you off. I don't care what anyone says. You've got a fluffy SpongeBob behind a goal, and all you can think about is his little laugh. It's not going to be great, is it? But I mean, maybe Batshuayi apparently loves SpongeBob, so if he's playing for Chelsea, he's going to love scoring goals. But yeah, so that just about sums it all up. Yeah, the connections ain't great tonight. Hopefully we've got everything over we wanted to say. Have you got any more last minute points?
No, just
Rich, put your name
basically,
in.
yeah, just massive game against Wolves coming up in 8 days' time. I think it's going to be an interesting game. I think we've definitely got a chance to do one over on them, considering the circumstances. I think if we had to play them, before the coronavirus hit, I think we would have struggled. But everyone's on a clean slate now, and we've got every chance of getting a positive result. So hopefully we can do that. And yeah, I think we've covered pretty much everything. Again, sorry, the connection didn't seem too great at parts tonight, but hopefully, as Luke said, we've managed to get the main gist of what we're trying to get across. But yeah, I've said everything I've needed to say. It's been good.
That's great. I've just realised this whole bad connection is playing exactly into Anton's hands, who is just adamant we need to do StreamYard, and we're just putting two fingers up at him and going, "No, we'll do Zoom." So it's our fault. It's our fault for choosing Zoom. That's what it is. It's come back on us. He'll be watching this video, laughing away, going, "Well, I told you, boys, didn't I? I told you to do that StreamYard, and you didn't do it. So suckers." So yeah. So fair play, Anton. I might have to try it next time. Might be a bit of connection. Yeah. But yeah, quickly on the Wolves game, I'll tell you what, I might have a little bet. how long Jack Wilshere's going to last if he plays or if he even starts. Because I'd love the guy to play a full 90 minutes. I'm not into this whole just knocking for being injured. Yes, we get it. He's injured. We get it. He's injured. The comments and the jokes are quite funny, right? It is quite funny, and he's on a lot of money a week, so sod him in a way. But the kid on his day is decent, and I think if a fully fit Jack Wilshere will add a bit of pizzazz to our team. So if he plays, good luck to him and fair play, and hopefully he plays a part. So yeah, with all the team back, it's going to be very interesting to see what team he puts out. And I'm going to be very interested to see if he tries to put an Antonio versus Traore tactic in there. It'll be very, very interesting to see who comes out on top of that. But let's hope for a win. Let's hope for a good performance. And we'll actually see how soulless the Soulless Bowl actually is. It's quite interesting to see
Sky
what having
Sports
no
are
fans
Sky Sports are putting
actually
crowd
makes the
noise.
game.
They're putting crowd noise in for the broadcast, so we won't see a soulless bowl. We'll see a bit of atmosphere.
Okay. We'll see it. If they want to really put real. But I'm going to ask you to do one thing before we leave. Is that you always get a fan zone to help plug you with Irons United, right? I'm going to give fan zone the benefit here. So this has been Richard from Fan Zone, and you're a regular on there, aren't you, Rich? You like the Fan Zone, didn't you? You talked to
Yeah,
many a celebrity and many a former player. Yeah, yeah. I think we need to tag them in this. I think we need to give them a bit of credit. Right, so yeah, that's it. Thank you very much for keeping with us. If the connection was very bad, and I do apologise, we'll try and get something sorted out next time. No, Anton, we'll not be doing StreamYard. Stop it. Give up. Let's have our fun. So thank you for watching. Fingers crossed for 3 points of good performance against Wolves, or just 3 points. Sod it, I'm desperate. So, yep, double bubble. It's been great. Come on, your minds.